Did You Hear the Red-Winged Blackbird is a recording of poems by Canadian poet Bob Jensen that I put to music. Bob is an unflinchingly honest and committed writer, a curious observer of everything. His poems are conversational and witty and tender and profound and always deeply kind. This recording happened organically. We initially co-wrote a song for a collaborative project he was working on, but the experience was so rewarding and he had so many poems that spoke to me that I kept recording just one more until we had created this collection. Bob's poem, For the Million Candles Burning, was inspired by a line in the Leonard Cohen song, You Want It Darker, that says, for the million candles burning, for the help that never came. Bob heard the line and thought, there's a whole book in that line, and he wrote a timely and strong poem that references climate change, gun violence, the rise of fascism, and it asks, where's God and what is the purpose of prayer? This poem is deep and dark, and like all of Bob's poetry, is infused with kindness and a sense of history. I wrote the music for this song on the piano, which was a first for me. I've always written for guitar, but this song called for something with the sort of dignity that you might hear in sacred music. Here's For the Million Candles Burning. Your gates left open, now those burdened beasts all gone. For should they not taste freedom once before the burning dawn? Church door too is open, empty pulpit is a cell, and the last old woman standing cannot ring the heavy bell. And from his poet's grave, the prophet marvels at the shame. For the million candles burning, for the help that never came, for the million candles burning. Baptized there in blood on the cruel school floor, 19 lambs lay slaughtered with the law outside the door, and in the city named for the reigning queen of heaven, Lot's wife dared glance back while she was still confessing. And as the searing flames rise to the mountains from the sea, another queen is dying in another jubilee. And from his poet's grave, the prophet marvels at the shame. For the million candles burning, for the help that never came, for the million candles burning. Entreaty from the last night of the world, but just a simple why beneath the hateful flags unfurled. For the faithful look to heaven, for thine easy yoke, Rabbani, and a psalm rises like incense. Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. And from his poet's grave, the prophet marvels at the shame. For the million candles burning, for the help that never came, for the million candles burning. And Rachel cries to heaven as her little ones proclaim, will you suffer us to come, O Lord? Must you kill the flame? A million candles burning, must you kill the flame? Bob moved from the Canadian Maritimes to Montreal in June of 2023. Soon afterward, he wrote this beautiful poem, Just as It Happened, while he sat with pencil in hand beside the pond at Park Jari and noticed two young women experiencing summer love and smoking hash. And as he watched, he fell into a sort of reverie that you can hear unraveling in this poem, reflecting on his own life, going deeper and deeper into his thoughts and dreams. He sent me the poem on the day it was written, and it took my breath away. I heard the melody right away, and I recorded this song soon after, completely swept up in the mood and magic of this beautiful, evocative poem. Peter Galway played the fretless bass, and I played everything else. This is called Poor Man's Paris. The rushes hover over sleepy shadows on the clover, where a blanket and a love affair unfold. Their voices float like lilies across the breathless pond, a thrill that all the open arms of heaven may not hold. Two girls caressed of summer, no second hand, their master, and on the breeze the incense stream of hash. They spark like wool in darkness when coaxed there from the flesh, on summer's eve of innocence before autumn's dawn of ash. And I'm living like a pauper, and I am soaking up the heat, and I love this poor man's Paris and the bustle in her street. Did you hear the red-winged blackbird? Did you hear the cooing dove? Je t'aime, je me souviens, I too was once in love. I dream of lovers who turn and walk toward me. At night I dream of lovers who turn and walk away. I dream of one with pale blue eyes and braids as sweet as lilac, and in her hand my gifted wild bouquet. Reverie of softness with the currency of stone, a thrill that even angels may not savor as their own. Memories green as lilies floating on the pond's sweet breath. They spark like wool in darkness when stolen from the flesh. And I'm living like a pauper, and I am soaking up the heat, and I roam this poor man's Paris on a poor man's tired feet. All around me lovers, the sacred up above. Je t'aime, je me souviens, I once was blessed with love. Reaching like a neuron, isn't that what neurons do? I'm reaching from the me, I'm reaching for the you. I'm reaching like the artist for that little wild bouquet. Before October's cooling nights take wild bouquets away. My eyes fragile as lilies floating just above the crush. They supplication for 2 eyes of pale blue. And I'm living like a pauper, and I am soaking up the sun. And I love this poor man's Paris where a poet's dreams may run. And I heard the red-winged blackbird. Did you hear the cooing dove? Je t'aime, je me souviens, a bouquet for your love. Je t'aime, je me souviens, I too was once in love. Bob wrote the poem Who But Daniel after he woke from a wonderful dream about a mysterious, laughing little boy. In the poem, there's an image of a soul surfacing on the living stream, like a trout leaping from a river and then diving back into the depths, where, as he says, the sleeping rainbows dream. That image really spoke to me, and when I wrote the melody, my intention was for the song to feel like a flowing river. In this arrangement, I'm playing figures on the lap steel in 3/4 time over 4/4 on the guitar to give it that sort of river flow feeling. At the ending, you can hear the guitar drop out and just hear the lap steel playing those figures in waltz time. This song is called Who But Daniel. I saw him in a dream so many years ago, laughter beyond measure from that small aortic flow. Even now I cannot help but smile as I recall the way I knew his heart on that rainy night in fall. My voice was in his laughter and his joy in my soul. His love was in my breast like the bonfire's warming coals. And when I shook the sun, bade him wake the lazy day, still I felt his laughter and it kept the rain at bay. All day long I wondered who this laughing child would be. Could not place his eyes, but his soul was known to me. And though he never spoke, his message was quite plain. His heart was full of living, and his joy was unrestrained. And who could solve a dream like this but Daniel in the den? And who knows what a soul might choose to show the love within? Laughter left my ears. It was the darkest evening, watered with the cruelest tears. For the hopeful place we'd set for one as yet to come would be taken from our table before the morning sun. Our tears were like November's darkened days of frozen rain, and the searing air we breathed, splinters pulled against the grain. And when the skies had cleared and the tears had drained away, I thought back to the dream I had had upon that day. A laughing little boy without a single word to say, unbridled in his joy, sleeping trout's ballet. Perhaps he made a shallow dive into the living stream, but still he saw the eddies where the sleeping rainbows dream. Perhaps he saw the sorrow that was coming on the dawn. Perhaps he let me know the journey is still on. And who could share a dream like this but my Daniel in the den? And who knows what a soul might choose to show the love was in? And who would share a dream like this but my Daniel in the den? And who knows what a soul might choose to show the love within? I saw him in a dream so many years ago.